Music. That good old auditory Mr. Feelgood.
Talking about heroin, Morty.
Everybody has some piece of music they can connect to, obsess over, or do personal stuff with. Music is a universal ear candy that I personally love. From every beat drop, harmony, or mommy, I can't get enough of it. Besides the point that there no longer lies any silence in my head and I have a constant need for stimuli, which will eventually lead to... Cool, yeah, this is a video where I talk about music, so here's me rambling in an over-edited fashion. Enough of this. To start off with, I'm going to talk about a completely uncontroversial figure that has not been in any news recently, Tony Soprano. You see that mislead? The opening melody to The Sopranos always immerses me so well. It's probably why I choose to listen to it every time I watch the show. Something about the low tone and almost secretive jazz instrumental just makes you feel so isolated and small town. That paired with the stroll around Jersey seeing all the shops and locations in the show, mwah! Chef's kiss. There's loads more examples of this in TV as well. It's so magical when an opening track just completely encapsulates the show. Other examples could be Community's Homely Sound, Better Call, and The Walking Dead's intro, because I'm not obsessed with that show at all. But for The Sopranos, I think it just does it exceptionally well. I give it a heart attack and a joke in bad taste out of 10.
Yeah. All year long, bruh. Stuck up in my zone all by my lonesome. Paid up all my dues up on my own funds.
I've always found A$AP Rocky to be a rapper that people don't give enough credit to. He's had a couple hits, but in terms of his peers, I feel like Rocky gets overlooked despite the fact that I don't dislike a single album from him. For those of you wanting a put on, this is my radical ranking of Rocky's Reservoir. That fucking works, right? Okay, how you doing? Hi, it's Jack. To start off with, I don't think A, B, C, and D really works for this type of tier list since there's only like 4 fucking albums. But yeah, we're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting off, we got Testing. I love Testing. I think it's a very, very different to that robotic, trippy sound comparatively to the rest of his albums. There's a ton of great songs on here. Some of his more grandiose takes like Brother Man, Purity. But along with that, there's also the hits on this record like Praise the Lord. I think Tony Tone is a great rambunctious fucking song where he just goes off. Also, just because I'm a little bit of a crackhead, right there is my full ranking of every single song on the album. At number 3, we're going to go with Long Live A$AP. Obviously, there are some clear tracks that need to be highlighted here, like LVL and Fashion Killer, which are just amazing trip sesh songs, especially LVL being, at one point, my favorite Rocky song. Along with that, there's the more hip-sounding songs like Fucking Problems and Wildin' for the Night. Fucking Problems having both Prime Drake and Prime Kendrick, along with Wildin' for the Night having that crazy Skrillex beat drop on it. Here's a quick tier list of all the songs on this album. At number 2, we got At Long Last A$AP. This album, personally to me, feels like the most completed and rounded about project of any of Rocky's albums. It contains by far my favorite Rocky opening track, with Holy Ghost just being so fucking good. Along with that, I would like to say I came back to this album and I thought I was going to dislike a lot of the songs that I used to love because I thought they had grated on me, but going back and listening to shit like Canal Street, ooh, it's still so bumping. Also, not to mention Excuse Me, which is just a total bop. Every Day, which is probably my favorite single ever from Rocky, and Jukebox Joints with that amazing feature. Here's my quick tier list. That one was really quick. And the number 1 spot, Live Love A$AP. This album is my favorite. It manages to deliver constant fun bops, along with just having the most amazing trip songs. Almost every song on this album, in my opinion, deserves to be highlighted, and while it might not feel as rounded about as an album as At Long Last did, it definitely individually has songs that, in my opinion, just outclassed At Long Last. Some definite highlights here would be Trilla, Houston Old Head, Palace, Peso, and Sandman. Sandman is my personal favorite Rocky song of all time. Something about that Merci Beaucoup, from the second I first heard it, it's been stuck in my goddamn head. Oh my god, if you have not listened to this album, I highly recommend it. Just constant bops. But yeah, with that, there's the tier list, and I think the moral of this section is listen to A$AP Rocky, I guess. Okay, now that that's over, want to hear some emo shit? There's something so sweet and raw of the acoustic vocal duo. It can display country vibes or fuckboy vibes, but overall, it seems to add an extra layer of connection with the listener. Campin' in Alaska does this really well with their song Dragon Ball Z Budaka Tenkaichi 4. I don't know how to pronounce that last part. The track has such a raw feeling to hear that bare and brass vocals mixed with such a beautiful guitar. This almost opposing contrast gives me the same feeling of nostalgia that I would get when I would go up to New Hampshire for Christmas. Being able to sled and be with my family, it remains so bittersweet because you know it's not going to last forever. I always found camping in Alaska to be very underrated, probably because they lack really any social media presence. I only could find them on YouTube Music and Bandcamp for a really long time, but most of their albums are pretty solid emo track lists, with Bathe and Please Be Nice being the apparent rotation additions. Anyway, I also... Alright, enough of that emo kid shit. Cause we're men who are not compensating for anything. Right now, top 5 favorite Travis Scott songs. Go. This list is pre-Utopia.
Heartbreaking concert tragedy in Houston.
Song's great even though I'm an atheist. All I know is I'ma stay on my side. Yeah, everyone thinks this should be my number 1, but to piss everybody off, I have a different opinion. I kinda want coffee and a therapist now. Man, this song is just a culmination of crazy shit. Thug's chorus goes hard, and I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Bieber's verse. Hate on me if you want, but I'm just saying this is one of Travis's best, if not his best. Okay, now that I've included enough rap in this video to get laid, let's move on. Okay, so I've kinda been doing this YouTube stuff for a long time, and in doing that, I had stages where I would legitimately just be scouring YouTube for lo-fi beats that make you not want to fucking kill yourself. In that era where I was obsessed with Raccoon Eggs and JC the Caster, I came along a humble, small artist called Tennyson. Now, personally, he's become my favorite chill beat guy, but he maintains to be more than that with his own music with actual lyrics being of amazing quality. Is anyone there pick up? I can't stop breaking up. I love how nostalgic these songs make me feel. Yeah, I kinda grew up hearing them in CSGO, but besides that, each individual note just sparks a really childish feeling with me. That almost gives me this message saying, it's all gonna be okay, just breathe. I swear I'm not just projecting. Just tell me this beat doesn't make you feel somewhat young. Hey, no. I don't want to end up like fucking Aiden Ross.
Why did your sister make a OnlyFans? Why didn't you just...
Gideon, I'm not her father, I'm not her god, bro.
Why don't you just...
So, yeah. I'm going to talk about Drake now, and nobody can stop me. Those intro piano chords always make me feel such distress. It's in a way saying, we're in trouble. It's a sad chord, which is why I feel like I love Too Much so much. Drake comes in swinging on his verse, while Sampha provides an insanely emotional singing part. The song sounds like a fight, saying while we may struggle and life gets tough, we prevail. We live on. It's inspiring to me to this day, and is a song that makes me feel insanely emotional. When I was younger and got into my first semi-serious relationship, I remember showing the girl to my roof to stargaze. While we stared at the sky trying not to fall asleep, this song came on, and the atmosphere, the sound, the situation, it was magical. Too Much is an amazing song, and by far my favorite Drake song. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend. Now quickly, let me play a non-copyrighted, unrelated song to outro this with.
Only